okay? First, I want to thank you all so much for coming. We're going to be talking about circulation tonight, okay? If you know anybody who might benefit from this discussion, feel free to share this live with them so they could come on in and get this information while it comes in fresh. Let me say what up to my people who are here. Hey, Sim. Hey, Derek. Hey, Sanaya or Cynthia. I always wonder if I say your name correctly. Nija is back. Hey, Amber. Hey, Marcel. I love that you all are here. We're going to start off first with talking about what circulation is, right? So circulation has everything to do with, I think, like a really nice comparison to our circulation or how our circulatory system works is, gosh, I wouldn't leave these people alone for nothing. The delivery companies, right? So FedEx, UPS, USPS, their job is to bring things to you, right? So the importance of our circulatory system is that it delivers oxygen-rich blood, nutrient-rich blood to our tissues, and that's important for our organs. For our organs to work properly. My phone is trying to talk to me. I don't know what's... Get you behind me, Satan. Get you behind me, Satan. My phone don't ever do that. Okay, so I am on my daughter's phone so that I don't get interruptions. Yeah, so it's Sanaya, right? Sanaya. Okay, I got it correct. Thank you. So our circulatory system is like the delivery companies. Their job is to bring packages to us. Our circulatory system brings nutrients and oxygen and minerals and vitamins to our cells that make up our tissues. So it's very, very important for the vitality of our organs and therefore us, right? But here's the important thing about our circulatory system that we often forget that makes it slightly different from the delivery companies. They also pick up things. So imagine FedEx or UPS bringing a package to your door, but before they leave, they pick something up from you, right? Like trash, something that you need to get rid of. You know, if it stays in your house, it's going to stink, it's going to grow bacteria and germs, it's going to cause infection, it's going to make your house just unlivable. So think of it like that. They come and they bring you new things, but they also take away the things that you need to get rid of. So it's kind of like the delivery company and the trash disposal company in one, right? So they deliver and they take away. Very, very important. So that is in a nutshell what circulation is. Why is circulation important now? And a lot of us may not pay attention to this, our circulation, because we don't realize how much it impacts like our everything. Like, think about it. It's our circulatory system that makes our brain work. If our circulation is poor, our brain is not going to work at its highest capacity. Our heart is not going to work the way it needs to. Our kidneys, which excretes waste, gets rid of waste from our body, is not going to work the way it's supposed to. So that is the importance. So we want to improve our circulation and the way our circulatory system works, because it impacts our healing, not only the potential of our healing, but also how quickly we heal. It impacts our mood, and it impacts our ability to focus, right? So that is why you want to listen to this. This is why you want to share it with others. This is why you want to take notes. And this is why we want to start doing some of the things that we're going to talk about, because it's going to increase the quality of your life if you take it seriously and you do it. And I'm gonna break it down real simple for you. Okay, so we're just gonna cover 5 things today. 5 things that you can do to improve your health. Let's start with number 1. Look at me, right? Let me show you. Like, you probably can't see, but I'm sitting here with my legs crossed right now. And you know, that wasn't even intentional. Like, I always knew number 1 was going to be uncross your legs, because I have my little talking points like way up there. I don't know why I have them so high, but I always knew number 1 was going to be uncross your legs, but I didn't plan to intentionally cross my legs so that I could uncross them. But so let's do it together. If you're sitting wherever you are, in your bed, in a chair, at a bar on this Thursday night, or in church, wherever you are, and your legs are crossed, this is impairing your circulation. Okay? So let's start by uncrossing our legs. Let's do that. I'm gonna do it too. Okay, my legs are uncrossed. When we cross our legs, it impairs our circulation. So look at me, teaching you all how to improve your circulation, and I had doing the thing that I am encouraging you all not to do, and that's crossing your legs. And listen, I know for us females, let me try to straighten this one. I know for us females, hey, Miss PV, hey, Kenya, listen, you like my decorations, Kenya? Kenya, this is so you right now. This is totally you. Sam, you especially don't need to be crossing your legs. You got two people who rely on your circulation, you and your precious baby. So yeah, I had my legs crossed too. Kenya, I know you love it. This is so you. I picked out, I know you'd be proud of me. I picked out the stuff last night at Target. Okay, I never been to Target a day in my life. I went to Target and I was like, ooh. I had to put some stuff back too because I got carried away. And then Sanaya helped me decorate it. Thank you. I love it too. Tess is here. Thank you, Tess, for coming. But we were just talking about, you came just in time, Tess, to uncross your legs. Because without you haven't missed anything. We were talking about how important our circulation is. And you came just in time to do step 1, and that's uncross your legs. That's the first thing we can do to increase the quality of our circulation and our quality of life. Because we're talking about how our circulation directly impacts our ability to focus, our ability to heal, and it affects our energy level, right? So let's uncross our legs. Thank you, Sim. And the forefront too, right? Because this gotta match that. Sim did my makeup today, y'all. That's why I look like a person. It's pretty. She's gonna teach me how to do this too, so I don't have to go to her every time I need a face. But yeah, so uncross your legs. And I know it's easier said than done to remember to keep your legs uncrossed, because especially for us as young ladies, I don't know about anywhere else in the world, but I know in the Caribbean they teach you to cross your legs. They teach you to cross your legs. Like, that's young ladyism. You gotta cross your legs. But no, you could keep your legs closed without crossing them. So how about we do that? We could close our legs and not cross them. So if you have your legs crossed right now, let's go ahead and uncross them, because knowledge is not power. I promise you it's not. Knowledge applied is powerful. Because if you have a whole bunch of knowledge and you're not doing anything with it, I promise you, you're not powerful until you actually apply what you have learned. So let's apply it right now and uncross our legs. Boom, I did it with you. The next thing we want to talk about is regular exercise, okay? And exercise will look different for different people. And I always caution people to speak with their primary healthcare provider, whether it's a nurse practitioner or a physician, whomever is your primary healthcare provider. Speak to them first before you start any strenuous exercise program, because your health is unique to you and your situation is unique to you. So you want to make sure that they are okay with you doing the level of physical activity that you want to start to do. So let's talk about the bare minimum, though, to increase our quality of life, our circulation, and to keep us from putting ourselves at risk for developing harmful diseases, right? So the American Heart Association and a lot of other places recommend a minimum of 30 minutes of exercise at least 5 days a week, right? 5 separate days, okay? And the best kind of exercise to do is aerobic exercise. So what aerobic means is with oxygen. So exercises that use oxygen. I'll give you some examples. Yep, it is a word, Kenya. I wholeheartedly agree. Hey, Brooklyn Teen. Ooh, I like that name. It seems like 2 names. Or is it 1 name? Brooklyn Time. Is it Brooklyn Time or Brooklyn Teen? Thank you for coming. I'm so happy. The only thing you miss is that we need to uncross our legs. So if you have your legs crossed, I was guilty of it too. If your legs are crossed, go ahead and uncross it. But 30 minutes of aerobic exercise 5 days a week is the second thing that we want to start to implement if we're not doing that. A sedentary lifestyle, meaning you basically lay around or sit around all day. Even if you go to work, if you're just sitting around all day and you come home and you do a lot of laying around, sitting around, that's a sedentary lifestyle, and it increases your risk for a lot of chronic diseases. And I don't know about you, but I want to be gorgeous, active, and healthy in my 90s and in my good mind. I want to be funny though. I want to be one of them funny little old ladies who say the darnest things and have people cracking up all the time. But I do want to be in my right mind. So even when people think I'm not in my right mind, I know what's going on. I just want to make them laugh. But I also want to be healthy. So the things we do now and implementing this small change will reduce our risk for a lot of chronic diseases. Chronic meaning it has a slow, gradual onset. It doesn't happen right away. It develops over years. Don't do that. You don't want that you don't want no diseases developing in you over years. So 30 minutes, 5 days a week. Aerobic exercise examples are swimming, hiking, biking, dancing, skipping. Those are exercises that are aerobic, meaning that they require the body to use oxygen, right? And what happens when we do those types of exercises, it increases our respiratory rate, so how fast we breathe. So it makes our lungs use oxygen more, and it helps our lungs to expand more, and it increases the amount of oxygen, the richness of our blood in oxygen that's delivered to our tissues, and it also increases our heart rate, so our heart beats faster, and the muscle of the heart gets a workout. And so it becomes stronger. And so what you do when you exercise and you build that heart muscle, that cardiac being heart, that heart muscle, you increase your cardiac output, meaning you increase the amount of blood that is pumped through your circulatory system over time. So you want to make sure that you are doing those types of exercises. And again, bare minimum, walking is one of them. Right? So what you can do starting tomorrow, isn't it though, Tess? Like you could do this tonight. If you haven't had dinner yet, you could start tonight. You could start by just doing a simple little 10-minute walk. And if it's too late for you to go outside in your house, great, go outside of your house at this time, depending on where you live. You could do it in your house. Just walk around for 10 minutes after your next meal. Nothing too crazy because you're digesting, but walk. Don't sit in place and digest. Okay, so what you can do is a 10-minute walk after every meal. We have 3 meals a day if we treat ourselves good, right? 3 meals a day. After each meal, starting tomorrow, we could do a 10-minute walk. That gives us 10, 20, 30 minutes, right? And that's what we need. Just 30 minutes of aerobic exercising, meaning exercises that uses oxygen. Walking is one of them, 5 days a week. And that will improve our circulation. It absolutely will, right? So we got that down pack. Oh, this is a fun one. See, this is one that I prepared for ahead of time. I didn't cross my legs intentionally. Emil is, hey, you guys. Emil, the only thing you miss is if your legs cross right now, uncross them. Trini, what's up, Trini? I'm still trying to learn how to talk like a Trinidadian. And I feel like I have my rights because I grew up close enough to Trinidad to try to talk like a Trinidadian. I'm from the Virgin Islands. But I need more Trini friends so I could hear it more, and I'll get it done packed. But I'm really passionately interested in learning how to speak properly like a Trinidadian, because I just tested wagwan. I just got Jamaican down pat because moving up here, imagine moving to Georgia, I'm exposed to more people from different Caribbean islands than when I was in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. So I work with Jamaicans. I have a Bayesian coworker. African a lot. So I am downloading the accents and getting them down packed. But Trini is still, I'm still working on that one. I need a little more exposure. So I'm speaking that into existence. I'm gonna have some more Trini speaking people in my life, more Trini speaking divine connections. We don't want no connection if it ain't divine. It has to be divine. Okay, so we got the uncross our legs. Look, my legs cross again. They cross again, not at the top, but the bottom. Habit, I'm going to uncross them right now. Uncross your legs. If you cross your legs back since we started this live, uncross them. I didn't say open them. Just uncross them. You could keep your legs closed and uncross them, right? Because it improves your circulation. And then we're going to do our exercises, right? At least 30 minutes. We can do walking, running, skipping, jumping, hiking. But starting with walking, because it's bare minimum. Anything heavier than that, I want you to talk to your primary healthcare provider before you just switch up your activity level. Okay, so we got to uncross our legs, and then 30 minutes of walking at least 5 days a week. So we could do 10 minutes after every meal to start softly. Number 3, this is the one I prepared for. Wear loose clothing, right? Loose fitting clothing is something we can do to improve our circulation. Now, hold on, it's not just loose clothing, loose anything. So anything that restricts or cuts off our circulation harms it, right? So when we get them tight clothes, or even for the fellas, some fellas wear skinny jeans, you know, anything that's a little tight on our body can impair our circulation. Because and I say can because we do have things in the healthcare setting that we use and that we even give patients who have circulation issues with their veins, and they're called like compression stockings. So they provide a little compression to help with venous return, meaning it helps the blood head back to the heart. The veins, our veins, we have arteries and we have veins. Arteries pump blood away from the heart, right? When the heart pumps blood, it squeezes, the blood comes out of the heart and it goes into our arteries to be delivered to our, this is beautiful, to our tissues, right? That's our UPS, right? So the arteries are our UPS FedEx. They're delivering oxygen, nutrients, minerals, vitamins to our tissues. The veins is the trash disposal company. They're taking the waste product, the metabolic waste, meaning that when we eat, when we exercise, there are byproducts that our cells excrete or release just from digesting, just from doing their processing. And that waste product has to come out of our body, and it leaves from where it was originally created or accumulated, and it goes through the circulatory system, through the veins, to get pumped back to the heart to do its, and on its way there, it's supposed to do some exchanging in the kidneys. We pee it out, we sweat. That's another way that we get rid of waste. Our tears, we cry, and so all of that stuff is how we get rid of waste, but it starts at the circulatory level. So our veins is like the trash disposal company, okay? So we got, who's this? This is Sagnov. Hey Sagnov. Hey Josh. It's so nice to have y'all. So our veins, they pump blood back, and if we have circulation issues, sometimes we'll have to wear compression stockings, which do put a little pressure on the legs They are a little tight. What up, Dale? They are a little tight, and they actually promote circulation because they decrease the swelling in the veins, and it helps with blood return to the heart. Okay, but general rule of thumb, anything tight is cutting off our circulation. So ladies, we ready for this, right? Let me not pick on the ladies. Let's start with hair accessories, right? So if you have a ponytail in right now, and you're in your bed, and you're home, and this is a ponytail that you could put back in yourself. If it's not one that you could put back in yourself, it's not the weekend yet, I would leave it, don't touch it. But if it's a ponytail that you could put back in yourself tomorrow, release it. That tightness isn't good for your circulation. Here's another one. Picking on the ladies, but I prepared for this, so I could pick on myself too. Here's another thing that cuts off our circulation. Well, let me not say cut it off. It impairs it. You ready for this? Our waist trainers. That's right. Those beautiful waist trainers. But guess what? I'm wearing one right now. So what we're going to do, because we are applying what we're learning, right? We're going to take our waist trainers off. See, look, I'm not kidding. Here's mine. Waist is snatched. I'm wearing what waist, right? That's what I'm wearing. I love it. I love it. It's so nice. It's so nice. But, you know, these waist trainers, they should be called what circulation? What circulation? Because it impairs our circulation. Now, granted, and I agree with this. You go into the gym, throw on your waist trainers. You work at a job that has a lot of heavy lifting to do. Ooh, wear your waist trainers. I wear a portion of the what waist because it comes with this part with a zipper, and then it has a strap for here and a strap for that. I almost pass out if I wear all the pieces. So I never wear all the pieces at once because I will collapse because it's impairing my circulation. It just is not good. It's not good what it does to my body. But what I do is I don't wear this part. I actually haven't worn this part in a long time. I just threw it on for this video. But we're going to take it off. We're going to take it off. Okay? All of us are wearing waist trim. Don't take it off yet. We're going to do it together. But so what I do is I wear the other part that's just like the strap. I wish I had it nearby to show you, but it's just like a little strip. I wear it around my lower back and sometimes my upper back, depending on where it hurts, when I have to go and move a patient or turn a patient or transfer a patient when I'm working in the hospital. So you need that back support if you're going to be doing any heavy lifting. And my fellas know, you know, if they have any heavy lifting to do, they have their back supports that look like waist trainers too. just a little bit. They have their back braces that look like waist trainers too. That does put a little bit of compression, but that compression is good for preventing hernias and you know, spraining of muscles and stuff. So and of course along with good body mechanics when you're doing your lifting, but they're good for that purpose. Otherwise, it is not good, my ladies, to walk around with your waist trainer all day. You just put it on and you go to work. You just training your waist all day. You are impairing your circulation. And then you wonder why you're at your desk. Listen, I'm not judging. I said I'm wearing one right now. You wonder why you can't concentrate on your work properly. Because you are impairing blood flow to your brain. Wearing that waist trainer. Your waist is going to be beautiful. But when we talk about our healing, our focus, and even our mood, our ability to concentrate is being affected by that waist trainer. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to remove the waist trainers because we've already uncrossed our legs. We have vowed to take a 10-minute walk after dinner tonight if we haven't already had dinner. And we have vowed to do at least 30 minutes of exercising at least 5 days a week, every week, to improve us. Those are the things we have vowed to do so far to improve our circulation. Now we're going to remove anything on our bodies, ponytails, waist trainers. If you just happen to be walking around with rubber bands on your wrist, my daddy used to love to do that. If you need a rubber band, you could have asked my daddy. God rest his soul. He always had a bunch. And sometimes it's just tight because they all up here. Anything tight on you, take it off. Take it off right now. If it's something that you're going to need in place for tomorrow and you can't put it back yourself, by all means leave it, like your ponytail. If you went and you got it slid by your hairstylist and you need that hairstyle for tomorrow, by all means leave it in. But if it's something you can take out and put back, take it out. Sleep with your hair a while. Be free. You know, put something, roll up your ends and put like a loose little scrunchie or something, but be free. Improve your circulation. You'll sleep so much better. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Wickman. Wickman, what's good? So we're doing that right now. And, you know, these braids are not tight. They're knotless, so they're not tight. But even if you having some braids right now that you threw in yourself, if they're tight and you could put them back in tomorrow, take them off. Just loose them out. Be free. Be free. Let your tissues, especially, you know, when you're sleeping, our body does a lot of repairing. Let it do its repairing at its highest potential. That's what you want, okay? So we're going to take our waist trainers off. I am going to step aside, okay? And I'm going to unzip my waist, and I'll be back with a higher level of circulation because I don't have this thing restricting, so I'll be right back. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Ladies, do it with me. Now is the time to take your waist trainers off. That's what we're doing right now, okay? Let's improve our circulation in real time. Let's take the steps right now, okay? I'm stepping away. Waist trainer is being unzipped. Woo! Goodness. Yes. I feel better already. I feel better already. Look at that. See? It's off. It's off, you guys. It's off. It's off. It's gone. It's gone. The waist trainer is gone. Charlene, you came just in time to take off your waist trainer. You came just in time. Look, I crossed my legs again. Habit. You came just in time to uncross your legs if they're crossed and to remove your waist trainer because we are doing, and your ponytail. If you haven't a tight ponytail right now and it's something you could put back in yourself tomorrow, just release it. We're improving our circulation in real time. And what we also miss, what you also miss is we talked about exercising at least 30 minutes 5 days a week to also improve our circulation. Okay? You know what else is cool about exercising? It also increases our good cholesterol and it decreases our bad cholesterol, which is also very important because we're going to talk about the things that are in our circulatory system because that also has to do with us improving our circulation. Because it's one thing to have good flow, but what's in it? What's in it? So stay tuned. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Another thing is to keep yourselves warm. Okay, I was just telling my MUA today, my makeup artist, beautiful Sim. I think she's still here. We were just talking about how we prefer to be cold and hot. You know, and I was telling her, I like to be cold because at least when you're cold, you could put more clothes on. But when you're hot, depending on where you are, you can't take your clothes off to make yourself comfortable. So one thing with when you are cold, it causes your blood vessels to constrict, meaning they get tight. So it narrows the space where the blood has to, don't do that. It narrows the space where the blood has to flow. So if that space is narrowed, then that is decreasing the rate at which your blood is flowing, and so it therefore decreases the amount of nutrients and oxygen that's getting to your tissues and your organs. So when we keep ourselves warm though, what happens to our blood vessels, right? Pretend this is the walls of your blood vessels and it's cut so you could see in between. It causes our blood vessels to relax. It's called vasodilation. So they relax and they open up. And so it allows the blood to flow freely through our blood vessels. So keeping yourself warm, being mindful of your temperature, and actually making a concerted effort to make sure you have warm clothes with you, just in case the temperature drops. Back home in the Virgin Islands, we don't have to worry about checking the temperature before we left the house. Up here in Georgia, it could be cold today, like 20s, and then tomorrow it's in the 70s. I don't get it. I really don't. But you really have to check the temperature, because if it's going to be a cold day, you want to be prepared, not only because you'll be uncomfortable if you're not, but also because if you leave yourself in a situation where you are left cold, it is impairing your circulation as well. Okay, so walk with Preston. What up, Preston? Walk with clothes to keep you warm, because that also improves your circulation. Preston, I'm just covering 5 things you can do to improve your circulation. One of the things you missed, we talked about uncrossing our legs, right? So if your legs are crossed right now, uncross them. Go ahead and uncross them. We talked about regular exercise. So at least 30 minutes of exercise that uses oxygen. So you can do walking, hiking, biking, running, swimming, at least 30 minutes of exercise 5 separate days a week. So to start small, you can do a 10-minute walk after every meal, starting tomorrow. Just a 10-minute walk, and that will help improve your circulation. So let's talk about the things we put in our bodies, because if we improve the flow of the blood in our bodies, and that's great, but we have garbage in there, then we're not doing ourselves any good. We're not doing ourselves any good. So, for example, and I have a little note here, of a thing you don't want to do, just to be aware. Smoking tobacco can also cause harm to your blood vessels, and so that impairs your circulation. Our blood vessels are supposed to be nice and elastic, so our blood could flow. I have yet to see anywhere in any nursing book or anything that smoking marijuana impairs our circulation, but I see it all the time that smoking tobacco does. So just something to be aware of. So if we're putting tobacco in our system, just know it's harmful to our circulation. Also know that we talked about how exercising increases the good cholesterol and decreases the bad cholesterol. So we want to do things that keep the contents of our circulation high quality, right? So we got to look at what we're eating, right? What are we consuming? What we consume, we had a saying all the time, you are what you eat. What we consume goes into our circulatory system. Now here's the plot twist. Y'all ready for this plot twist? Let me button up my clothes. Y'all ready for this plot twist? The plot twist is how things get into our system. Let's talk about that, the entry points. When COVID hit, one of the things that we were aware of is how COVID got in the body, right? Which was through our ears, our eyes, our nose, and our mouth, right? So in the healthcare setting, providers would wear glasses and a mask to cover their nose and their mouth. It's the same way that things get into our circuits, and that's how COVID would get into our system and circulate, So it's the same concept when we look at life principles. What we're watching, what we are smelling, and what we are consuming, and what we are listening to affects what's in our system, right? So when we talk about the importance of our circulation relevant to our healing, we want to think about what's in our circulatory system. Because if we have a wound, right? If we develop a wound, that needs forgiveness. Somebody hurt us. We develop a wound that needs forgiveness. And all you're listening to is, goodness, somebody give me a song. Oh, goodness, what is a good song? I don't even have any. That just goes to show I don't listen to enough junk to just pull it out on a daily basis. I'm going to just say Be Careful by Cardi B, right? Be careful with me, like you want in the person. If you listening to that and somebody has wounded you, like yesterday, and you have a wound, and in order to heal from that wound, that unforgiveness, you need to fill your system with forgiveness. But you're listening to songs that promote unforgiveness. You're not gonna get what you need in your system. You're not gonna heal. What's the name of the song, Preston? What's the name of the song? Tell me the name. Oh, I'll Never Fall in Love with You Again. That's a song that comes to my mind. But I don't. Was she unforgiven in that song though? I don't know that she was unforgiven. Give me the name of the song by Janet Preston. But yeah, if we have a wound that that requires forgiveness in order for us to heal from it, we want to put things in our system. Ooh, I get so lonely. I don't know that song, but just from the title I could tell, right? So so that's another good example. If we have a wound, right? Somebody left us. So we are heartbroken, right? And we want to heal. We want to move on from that heartbrokenness. We want to move on from that person who has left us. But we listening to Janet Jackson, I Get So Lonely. And we listening to Mariah Carey, Don't Forget About Us. That is what we are consuming. That's what we're putting in our system. So how do we expect our bodies to heal and move on from that hurt of that person leaving us? Even if we improve how quickly the blood flows and we're exercising, we're uncrossing our legs, we're eating good, we are physically healthy, right? But we have good content in our physical body, but what we're consuming on an auditory level is polluting our system with unforgiveness and loneliness. How do we heal from that wound? You want to heal from a wound that was caused by somebody stealing from you, but you listening to Rihanna, Be Better Have My Money. That's what's in your system, and that's what's playing on repeat. How do you expect to forgive that person? You're not. So it's the same thing with our physical circulatory system. If we have a wound on our leg, right, or on our back, or anywhere in our body, and we want that wound to heal, and we're doing all the things that improve how quickly the blood flows through our system, we're exercising, we're not crossing our legs, we're eating good, we're going to the gym, we're drinking a lot of water, but we're not eating good. But we're going to the gym, we're drinking a lot of water, we're smoking tobacco. Although the flow of the blood is faster, what's in the blood is contributing to the development of an infection in that wound where we're trying to heal. So we got to be careful what we put in our bodies, not just by mouth, but also by ear, right? Let's say you had a bad experience where you tried to start a business with a business partner, right? You invested a lot of money into this business venture. You put a lot of money into this business venture with this business partner, and they took your money and ghosted you. They took your money and they ghosted you. And now you've got trust issues because of that, right? Granted, there are lessons to learn in that experience, and you can extract the experience and still extract the value and still be an unhealed person. So now when new opportunities present itself, it's hard for you to embrace them because you still haven't healed from that wound. You're still walking around with that wound. And you need to fill your system with faith so that you can learn to trust again. Not faith or trust in man, but trust in God, that you will be all right no matter what. So what can we do to improve our spiritual circulatory system, our emotional circulatory system? We got to pay attention when we develop a wound that we need to heal from. What is the root cause of this wound? What is at the foundation of it? Is it a loneliness pain? Is it a matter of deceitfulness? Is it a matter of trust? Whatever is at the base of that wound, the root of that wound, you need to listen to songs that will help you heal from that. Not songs that will keep you in it. Not songs that will make you feel good about being hurt and still being in that state of mind. You need to call people that's going to encourage you to move on from those situations in a healthy way where you're able to release those emotions. Hey, Nat. Hey, Love Life Gifts. Hey, Joanna is here. We need to call the people that are going to encourage us to release and to heal from those bad situations that we experience. Not call up our sis that going to cuss this person up and down that do you wrong and say, wait till I see her. I gonna do this and I gonna do that. And yeah, that might make you feel good in the moment, but it's not gonna help you heal. So we need to be intentional about what we put into our system, because that's gonna circulate. It's gonna spread, and I promise you that pollution is gonna get to that wound that you're trying to get over, and it's gonna cause a greater infection. Okay, so be intentional about who you call. You know what these people are gonna say, and I don't care if it's something you want to hear in the moment because it's gonna make you feel good. But is it what you need to hear? You're not trying to stay stuck in your past. You're trying to move on and live your life. The people that wronged you, they're moving on. They live in theirs. So you want to be intentional about what you consume, not just by ear, but also what you consume by eyes. Somebody done broke your heart. Somebody done broke your heart, and you need to move on from that heartbreak, but you watching Waiting to Exhale on repeat. And every time it gets to that stage where Angela Bassett flicks her lighter and burn up her whole husband's house, and like, you rewind it. You're like, I know that's right. Because you can relate to that. And you feel all those feelings. You keep watching Waiting to Exhale while you hurting over somebody that broke your heart. You watching, what's the other one? Oh goodness, Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I think it had some healing components in that movie though. But we got to be mindful of the things we're watching too. Are these movies that we are watching, are the principles and the messages that we are consuming visually, is it going to put principles and messages and values and illicit feelings in us that's going to help our wounds heal? Or is it going to keep us where we are trying to move on from? Okay? So you gotta be mindful of not just what you eat, because that's not the only way things get into our system. We got to be mindful of what we're hearing, right? And when it comes to putting faith in our system, where does faith come from? Where does faith come from? Faith come by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. So you gotta be intentional about what you are consuming on an auditory level. Whatever you want to put in your system, there's a way for you to put it in there responsibly. Sometimes we are just so ignorant, and when I say ignorant, I mean like we are really just blind to the stupidness we're doing to ourselves. We are constantly listening and looking at and talking to people and things that keep us stuck in the hurt that we want to get over. So we got to be intentional about that. So what's in your circulation right now? What is in your system? Not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, financially. What's in your system? What principles, what values, what beliefs, what knowledge? Because whatever is in there, it's getting everywhere. It's circulating. It's circulating. If you don't have anything, cutting off that circulation, it's going to everywhere in your body. So you have to be mindful of what you are consuming, because it's going to affect every wound in your body. Every single wound. The physical wounds, the emotional wounds, the financial wounds, the spiritual wounds, the deep wounds, the shallow wounds, the recent wounds, and the old wounds from like childhood days. So you have to be intentional about who you're talking to. Be mindful of what they're saying. I know that's your favorite auntie, because she stands up for you and she's ready to beat anybody up for you. But that auntie is not going to help you move on from the hurt that you need to heal from. So you need to call somebody that's going to encourage you, build you up, point you to resources that's going to help you heal, point you to strategies that you can use to forgive the people that harmed you. Put that in your circulatory system, so that can spread and get to the wounds, so that it can get to the places that hurt. Because that's what's going to heal you. Okay? So we talked about, hey, Jermaine is here. I see Cuddy's back. Preston, thank you all for coming. So some of the things you all missed, practical things, we talked about uncrossing our legs. So if your legs are crossed right now, I know the females in your family were raised to cross their legs to be young ladies. But really what we need to be teaching our young ladies to do is close their legs, not cross them. Because crossing your legs impairs your circulation. So if your legs are crossed right now, whether it's at the knees or at the ankles, go ahead and uncross them. And I was guilty of that too at the start of the live. I'm there talking, I'm like, oops. So we're uncrossing our legs to improve our circulation. We're exercising at least 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, 5 separate days. And we want to talk to our primary healthcare providers before we start any strenuous exercise programs, because everybody's physical situation is different, and we want to make sure that we are being safe when we're starting new exercise regimens. But one thing that we can do is walk. We can walk after eating. So with exercising after eating, what I was doing is sharing with everybody a real quick way that we could start getting those 30 minutes in every day. So we could start with a 10-minute walk after eating. No bench presses and squats and not that kind of exercise. Preston, don't do that, okay? Don't do that. But what I wanted to give people, because people might think, oh gosh, I got to exercise for 30 minutes a day? What am I going to do? And then they become overwhelmed with the thought. So I like to always give people a small way to start. And that's doing a 10-minute walk after every meal. If you do a 10-minute walk after each meal, that's your 30 minutes in one day, providing that you have 3 meals a day. And you should be, if you're treating yourself good. And then we talked about wearing loose fitting clothing. All the women in here, we took our waist trainers off, me included. We took them off. Because there's no need to be watching this live with the waist trainer on. Granted, if you're at the gym, you wear it for the exercise, and then you take it off, because waist trainers impair circulation, right? We also talked about tight ponytails or anything else on our body right now that might be tight that we don't need to have on. It's impairing our circulation. We also talked about staying warm, because when we stay warm, it causes our blood vessels to relax, and it allows the blood to flow freely through our system and deliver nutrients, minerals, vitamins to our tissues. And we need that good stuff in order for our tissues to heal, repair, and to just do the work that our organs are supposed to do. And then we also, and that's how we got into spiritual circulation, emotional circulation. We also talked about what's in our circulation. Because while we want to focus on doing things to improve the rate at which our blood circulates, we want to be mindful of the things that we put in our circulatory system. So if we're eating garbage, you could take off your waist trainer all day and cross your legs and exercise all you want. If you're eating garbage, what's getting to your tissues quicker is garbage. So we want to put things in our system that's healthy. And we moved from talking about putting things in our physical system, and we also talked about putting healthy things in our spiritual system, like faith. And that comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. Like forgiveness, love, joy, peace. So we got to be mindful of the things that we're listening to, the songs that we're listening to, the movies that we're watching. So because all of those things circulate, they don't stop at our ears or stop at our eyes. They go through our entire system, and it gets to those wounds. And you got to think about, ask yourself this: is the song that I'm listening to right now going to contribute when it gets to my wound? Because it will, if it's not there in the moment I'm listening to it. Is it going to contribute to the healing of that wound, or to the infection of it? Because we could have a wound that's not infected. It just needs to heal, right? But if somebody robbed us and we listening to Rihanna B Better Have My Money, that wound's going to get infected by that song. You keep listening to it, it's not going to heal. It's going to keep circulating and hitting that wound and hitting that wound every time it passes. And you feel good while you're listening to it, but all you're doing is keeping yourself stuck in that hurtful place, right? We watching Waiting to Exhale, and we rewinding it repeatedly on the part where Angela Bassett bun up her husband, her husband house. I guess it was her house too. And she feeling good because he did her all this wrong. And you like that part of the movie, you keep rewinding it because you can relate to it, because you're hurt because somebody broke your heart. But you got to think about when the content, the visual content of that movie circulates to your wound, your heartbroken wound, is it going to contribute to the healing of it or to the infection of it? We don't want our wounds to become infected. We want them to heal. And everything we put in this system, it circulates, okay? So we want to be intentional. We want to watch movies about forgiveness. We want to call people who's going to encourage us to forgive, to move on. We want to connect with resources that's going to push us forward, teach us how to release, teach us how to be, just kind of above the nonsense and not within it. Teach us to not participate in revenge. That's the kind of things we want to put in our system, because it's going to circulate. Okay, 2 big don'ts. Kyle is here and so is Gregory. And they're from the Caribbean. Andrew from the Caribbean too. Y'all came just in time, because these are things we love to do in the Caribbean that is harmful to our circulation. Number 1, stop rubbing the part of your body that is hot, red, painful, and swollen, because it might be a blood clot. Stop doing it. Don't do that. This is, and I say this so heavily because I've seen it. This is how we die. Like, for real, for real. We like to throw some alcalado Come on, y'all know I'm telling the truth on everything and rub it. We love to do that. Now, granted, massages is something that we can do to improve our circulation. Absolutely. But if there's an area on your body, and I feel like everybody in the world needs to know this, if there's an area on your body that is red, hot, like you could just gently rest the back of your arm, the back of your hand on that spot, and it is warmer than any other part of your body. If it's hot there, it's painful, it's red and it's swollen, go to the emergency room. It could be a blood clot. Especially, go fast, if it's located in the back of your leg. Like right here, your calf, right here. That's where blood loves to pool and blood clots like to form. So especially if you have a red, hot, painful, swollen area in the back of your leg, I beg you not to massage it. That's an emergency. Go to the hospital because you can't even get rid of that yourself. So that's another point. Certain issues with our circulation requires professional support. And that's just not on a physical level. It's also on an emotional level. So if you have a clog in the flow of your in the flow of your forgiveness, you may need to talk to a therapist to help you, and that's okay. And then we talked about things that restrict blood flow, but very quickly, there are parts of our bodies. There are parts of our bodies that could potentially infect other parts. And so we talked about increasing blood flow, but certain things need to be cut off from our circulatory system. So just remember that. And that's not on a physical level, because again, you can't do that yourself either. You would have to go to the hospital to have people amputate the portion of your body that's infected so it doesn't spread. But that's a whole other life. Listen, I want to thank all of you for coming. I want to leave you with Galatians 5:22 to 5:23. But the fruit of the Spirit, fill yourself with the Spirit, is love, joy, peace, long suffering. Look up that word. It's such a dope word. It's your ability to endure without anxiety. And stress could kill. Gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. And against such there is no goodness, no law. I think I said that right. So I want to leave you with that. Galatians 5:22-23. That's the fruit of the Spirit. So fill yourself with the Spirit, the Holy Spirit. Okay? And that'll be your fruit. Love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness. Thank you all so much for coming. Please apply what we learned tonight. Bye.